Yeah, I got Billy Joel stuck in my head. We didn't start the fire. Piano Man.
Why should I worry?
Actually, it's still rock and roll to me. I don't know why I've not heard that song in a good 5 years or so. Honestly, I ain't complaining at all, though. I like the song, and those songs too, and most of Billy Joel's music, in fact.
Honestly, same. I enjoy a good jazzy-sounding rock and roll song myself.
I enjoy it once in a while, but I'm more of an Elton John enjoyer myself.
I feel like the outcast here.
Do you? Why's that, Darren?
I actually really like country music.
You're disgusting.
Get off of my ship.
Yeah, I'm gonna write you out of this script now.
Wait, no, I just...
Oh shit, you actually did it.
Huh. I kind of actually want that ability. The most I can do is pop in from one of my allies' stomachs. I'm sorry. Oh, right. I keep forgetting about your weird table ability. I should probably read more books with you in them just so I can understand that context.
Probably. I am a great character in all stories I touch.
Meh. But I'll admit, in most stories I read about you, you seem more of a self-insert of the writer. But enough about you, let's talk music.
Hold on a second, you can't just...
Nope, popping you too. Alright. I actually went to Full Sail University in order to try and get an audio production degree. But I was in Indiana at the time, so I had to try it with the online system. I didn't stay there very long, and I started seeing problems with how the school was run at the time, right out the gate. But I did learn how to use audio equipment, and gave me a great appreciation for music. I grew up being raised by my grandparents mostly. My grandma has always been a gospel kind of enjoyer, while my grandpa was classic rock that he grew up with in the 50s and 60s. Now, out the gate, I did not really enjoy my grandma's music. Never have, and I honestly never will. Gospel in her style always feels insincere, I suppose is the best way to describe it. She's one of those megachurch style type of people without ever going to or having a respect for those churches, if that makes any sense at all. But I did and do enjoy my grandpa's music. The Beatles, The Who, especially the Animals. I remember in high school I actually did a report to try and say that The Who was more profitable than the Beatles. I grew up listening to his music and rarely dipping into other things. Kids around me played their music and I didn't like it. Schools tried to get me into other stuff and I always ran back to the classics. Of course, they both listened to a random thing out of left field here and there. For example, I found out my grandpa actually has the Poison album by Alice Cooper, and he claims that he used it to put me to sleep as a baby. Did he? I don't know. I don't really have any memories before 3 weeks ago. But my cousin actually got me into a new genre when I was, I actually don't know. I think he first started planting the seeds in my brain when we were 10 or 12. And he actually caused me to spend my first paycheck on an album. What did he get me into? My favorite genre now, metal. I think he sowed those seeds with Godsmack, I think. And I actually bought either a Godsmack live album or the Iron Man 2 album with my first paycheck. I can't remember which one, 15 years ago more or less, so you know. But why did metal become my favorite genre? In general, I mean. I'm not talking any specific subgenre like black metal, heavy metal, or such. I believe it's because the genre in general tends to be pure emotion, with some outliers, obviously. Now, I'm about to name off some bands that people will argue isn't, quote, real, unquote, metal, or are just introduction bands. Five Finger Death Punch is one of my favorites, especially with the singer sobering up. Even while drunk, there's emotion behind the music. Their older songs are almost exclusively rage-based, while I'll admit they aren't my favorites of their songs unless I'm feeling a very specific way. Meanwhile, the more recent songs are definitely in more variety of emotion sort of categories. The Brighter Side of Grey is a song Moody, the singer, wrote for his kids. I think 2 daughters and a son, maybe? I can't recall, and I'm not looking it up at this point. Recently, I started listening to Limp Bizkit again, and I'm iffy on them. I like the music, the instrumentals, but I don't care much for the thematics of the song. I know Fred Durst is kind of an egomaniac, and most of the songs he writes are about ex-girlfriends. I imagine everyone who he asks out may be afraid to agree. But there's another band I just cannot stand, and it comes on my radio station way too much. I can't stand the themes, I can't stand the music, and I can't stand the voice. And that band is Sublime. Every time one of their songs comes on the radio, I turn that shit off. I don't even do that with Nickelback anymore. And I'm a Slipknot guy. One of the 6 people who watched this video just let out a groan, and I genuinely don't blame you. Although I will say I am enjoying Nickelback's more recent music. I still don't love it, but I like it better than their old algorithm-written stuff. If I had to pick a favorite specific genre of metal, it'd probably say either nu metal or power metal, but ultimately depends on the day of the week and how I'm feeling. This is incredibly off topic for my usual subjects and my usual videos, but I've been thinking on music a lot lately, and I wanted to know about other opinions. So go ahead and comment down below. What's your favorite genre of music and why? Do you have a favorite band or musician in said genre? Perhaps a favorite subgenre? And if you're a metal lover like myself, got any obscure recommendations you enjoy? For me, I do like Horde. Does Demon Hunter count as obscure? They've been around for almost 30 years now. I'll stick with Horde. Look into Invert the Inverted Cross. It's a black metal song, or rather, unblack metal? Whatever. Shove off.